Alright, I'll just get to do a quick sound check. Tobias, can you say something? Jack, can you say something, please?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Alright, sweet. Thorin, I'm Caleb.
Hello. Hello.
You going?
Can you hear me? Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Alright,
Testing,
sweet.
testing.
And Chris.
Yes.
Alright, good, awesome, sweet. Alright, so let me see what we had here. Alright, so I believe in the last episode you guys just finished coming into Eshen's lair and you're sort of looking for this goblin assassin who stole a blue power crystal that's supposed to power the teleporter that's going to take you across to Vestergaard territory. However, as you actually finally met up with him, he reveals to you the fact that he is also cursed, much like Thorin. And the only way to break the curse is to essentially break the phylactery that Olava has, which you would presume is in Olava's cabin somewhere. And you've all finally settled down and sat down and started eating some of his food, and he's sort of overseeing you in his throne room. And I believe everyone's going to take a long rest at this point too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I am pretty screwed up.
Alright, so I guess I'll go in order of what Roll20 shows. So as everyone's sort of like fallen asleep and laying on their beds and, sleep takes over, for Tobias, roll a Constitution save and then a Wisdom save.
Oh, goody.
This can only end well.
Oh, yes.
Top rolls there.
6 out of 4.
Rolls out of 10.
Having been resurrected through the power of Zariel, you do still manage to get the full rest. However, you don't feel as though you're yourself anymore. It's as if a bunch of your threads have been replaced. And it feels as though, I guess, your innate ability to cast magic is altered in some way as well. And your outer appearance, where most of your wounds would have been from Ashen's attacks, all of them have healed over with sort of like a reddish and purpley scar. Very obviously very magical and not a normal scar.
Where are those roundabout? Like, can I cover them up easy enough?
Oh yeah, so they'll be under, like, the insides of your thighs and under your arms. Just a little bit ahead of your armpits on your upper arms.
Okay.
Yeah, so just 4 slashes where your major arteries would be.
Just 4 slashes where my major arteries would be.
Alright, but yeah, that's about all you feel as you wake up in the same room without too much issue. As for Thorin, could you roll a charisma save?
Oh fuck, what the hell? Wait, do I have proficiency in charisma saves? What the fuck? Is that a thing the clerics have? Wow, I do, sweet!
As sleep starts to sort of take over your mind and, your mind's eye shuts itself off, you're greeted by the vision of a woman in white. She's wearing pretty much a white dress that's almost see-through. And she's sort of standing on a rock just at the bed of a river, and you walk up to her. And as she sort of turns around and faces you, you see that her face is quite blank. It's sort of like blurry, and a mixture of different faces sort of contorting themselves together. None of them take precedence, so you can't actually make out who it is. And you have an overwhelming urge to raise your weapon and strike at her. But with a charisma save 14, you manage to stop yourself from doing so. And she puts a hand up to your face, and as she does so, you wake up.
Ugh.
And as for Talius, you have the best night's sleep of your life. Could you roll a perception for me too?
Yes. Although this will not end well. Oh, 9. Yep. I'll turn that off as well. Sorry.
No, it's alright. So everyone sort of wakes up, and as you do so, Eshin and his assassins are nowhere to be seen. Just have to remove them. Same as Arcturus. You can presume that he probably walked off somewhere with the assassins. Or
Should we
trying
like move ourselves over to the beds?
Yeah, that'd be good. You can assume Arcturus is probably losing his archaeological self, trying to just, look at all the caverns that you've just traversed through. As for Kalias, you wake up next to it's sort of like a curved dagger that's embedded in the pillow right next to your head. And as you open your eyes, as you wake up, you see it. It looks very much like the dagger that Eshin used, and a little bit of green goo sort of drips off of it, and it lets off a faint aura. You can see each of the carvings and runes very clearly.
Can I make out what the carvings say?
No. These aren't carvings as in words, it's more like magical runes to give it that green glow.
Okay. Well, I would have no idea what those actually refer to, so I pick it up and study it.
As you pick it up, you notice that the hand guard of the sword, various like gems are encrusted into it, but at the very bottom of the hilt is a small eyeball that, as you touch it, opens up. It looks at you for a few seconds and widens its eyes, its pupils dilate, then they constrict and the eyeball sort of squints a little bit before returning to a neutral position, and you feel as though the dagger sort of sits in your palm very snugly. And as you also hold onto the dagger, you feel as though the hilt of the blade sort of reshapes itself to fit in your hands better.
Huh. I will pocket that. Well, actually, first of all, before I pocket that, I'll look around to see if Eshin's anywhere around.
He's nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen, okay. So I put the dagger in one spare hilt that I've got. Oh, not hilt.
Oh,
One
Manisha's
spare
here.
Oh, okay, sweet.
part of my belt.
Alright, I'll type to you some of the stats.
Lel, get in here, fucker. Love it.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
Oh my. I am so glad I pocketed that one.
Just for continuity's sake, did I wake up the hour early and do the thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Everyone
I'll just
sort
be
of
like-
wakes up to Thoran doing some push-ups on his bed.
I'll just be like here next to my bed or something. I don't know.
He's still like half asleep with the eyes still squinted. He's like,
Should I roll anything or I just do it?
Actually, that's a good point. Can you roll athletics for me?
Sure, that's what I'm training in. Hi.
Can you just write down 12 in your bio somewhere for push-ups? Push-up
Cool.
training? Yeah, just 12. 12/220. I'm sure you'll figure out what that means.
Yep. Alrighty.
Oh. So, +2 to hit. And it's 1d6 for dagger?
1d4 for dagger.
1d4.
1d4, that's what I thought, yeah.
It just does an extra 1d6 poison.
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's fucking awesome.
That is amazing. +2. That crit range is a 19, for which I am forever grateful. 1d6.
That's one of the daggers that Thorin was creaming his pants over last session, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was silent because I thought Manish would join any second now, but seeing as he hasn't
Yeah,
yet,
me too.
seeing as he hasn't yet, after a few minutes of you guys sort of waking up and doing your daily morning routines, you don't need to consume a ration. There is like food on the table and whatnot still set out. They seem to be fresh made in the morning.
Alright.
Yeah, Tobias will like literally get up out of bed and stumble over to eat some of the food at the table.
Hey, there he is.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm not gonna put my armor on, but I am gonna keep like my sheathed sword just hanging from my hip.
Yep.
I don't have a sheath. What the fuck? I guess I just carry it.
On the table, you see various bits of spider legs that are really well cooked, as well as pork brisket. And
I
some
will take
vegetables.
pork and not the spider.
I was just about to say, I look at the spider and just get like this 1,000-yard stare, and then and then don't leave any pork for anybody else.
And you also see a stuffed frog. Well, obviously a giant frog, but still stuffed frog.
I'm down to try it.
As you open up like the stomach of the frog where it's stuffed, inside you find a very finely cooked chicken.
It's like a turducken, but slightly different.
And inside the chicken are various vegetable stuffings as well.
Cool.
Who eats what?
I will stick to the pork, I think.
I'm trying the chicken frog.
Yeah.
My, are those spider legs?
Oh god.
I would not have had anything similar to this for a very long time, so I am going to enjoy the frog-tipple chicken, I guess.
Alright. What about you, Arcturus? What do you eat?
Those spider legs look mighty ravishing.
Alright, give me a sec.
Tobias gives you an odd look.
You know, they're considered a legacy in the northern parts of the world.
Maybe, but giant spiders.
Alright, you guys can roll those for your temporary hit points for the day.
Heck yeah.
Cool. Oh, I should have gone spider legs. Oh. 10 plus 6. 7. Oh, damn it. Oh.
Precious temporary hit points. Keep you alive.
You can do it, Chris. I believe in you.
Well. There we go.
Hey.
Just short of max.
Carlius chows down and like Thorin like swallows a bit and gets stuck in his throat.
Oh,
We have-
drag Arcturus on. Hold on.
Yeah, he's a ghost or invisible. There he
what?
is. Ah!
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. My apologies. I shall move forth to the table.
That's my seat. You're sitting in my
Just
fucking
hover
lap.
right up.
I don't see. Are you complaining?
He just climbs onto the table.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Carlius, you beautiful, beautiful man.
I don't pretend to be normal. Let's be quite frank about this.
I don't think you could pretend to be normal.
Exactly. I mean, what?
Okay, so does anyone know what happened to our hosts? We seem to be alone in here.
No.
Why, yes, he went that way. Oh. No, he appears to be missing.
Not a morning person, Arcturus.
What's a morning? I am joking. Everyone knows mornings are myths.
If
But,
you say so.
So as everyone's sort of chowing down on the freshly made breakfast, it takes a few minutes after you've all finished when you start to hear the slapping of feet on concrete to your right, to the east, if you will. And should you turn your attention over there, you see a goblin slinger who sort of waddles on over between the two braziers, and he looks at the lot of you. He points a single finger out to the lot of you and says in a goblin-like voice, "Come! Time to leave!"
Tobias eats the last bit of pork on his plate and gets up.
Yeah, I stand up, dust my hands off, and I go start putting on my armor. And putting my pack on.
Yep. I got all my shit together, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, whatevs.
I just bit
How
my
you
tongue
do it?
so fucking hard.
Pardon?
What?
Oh, I just bit my tongue so fucking hard.
I had something completely different.
But yes, as everyone sort of makes their way towards the wooden platform, the goblin hops on over. And for the first time, you see on this wooden platform, there's a small pressure plate that the goblin sort of stands next to as if he's about to push it. And he just gestures for everyone to hop on.
Do so.
Alright, so he sort of steps down onto the platform, and all around you, you see these fence gates sort of rise up from the ground, and you hear the sound of rushing water underneath the platform that you're currently on.
Oh dear.
And you very quickly realize that this is essentially an elevator that would take you to the surface.
Cool.
And as the sound of the rushing water starts to fill the room, it suddenly stops. And everyone can make a perception check.
Do well.
Starting off strong. Fucking hope it lasts.
It won't.
Let me have this, Tobias.
Little did Thora know that it would not last.
So whilst everyone's facing to the east, Thorin, you face to the west. And you're the only one who's able to see this, but Eshin essentially appears at one of the gates in a small puff of smoke. Then immediately behind him, another figure. The entire room starts to sort of darken and dim a little bit. And Eshin sort of makes himself known and just does a little... Here they are.
I don't take my eyes off whatever that thing is. Tobias.
He stabbed me 4 times. So.
As everyone sort of looks past these gates, Arcturus being so close, you're immediately able to see that on these gates are several rune carvings and whatnot.
It's the trap!
The thing that's standing behind Eshin takes on a very skeletal form and has various robes that sort of writhe in its own influence. And you can immediately tell it's a skeleton holding a fairly large scepter. And he looks at the lot of you and cackles a little bit.
Just filling me
Eshin.
with confidence.
Oh, what is the meaning of this?
He immediately puts his daggers to the floor, and he sort of steps off to one side and kneels down, prostrating as the new being starts to sort of... He's not even touching the floor, he sort of just levitates closer, and then he looks at the lot of you.
Oh shit.
He points a single finger at the goblin who led you all in here, and then he says, "Your usefulness has come to an end." And he explodes in a shower of gore.
Yeah.
Yummy.
You.
I loot the corpse. That's it. I do not move away from whatever that thing is.
You pick up a small silver tooth worth 2 silver pieces.
Okay.
He points to Thorin and says, "You step forward."
Okay. I look down to Asian and see if he looks up at me and like gestures for me to like bow or do something. I'm kind of just standing here, not sure what to do.
His face is face planted deep into the floor with his arms out wide, very much in the prostrating position.
I kind of just take a cue and I bow.
He says, "Look at me with your eyes. I want to see into them."
Bolt upright.
And as you look deep into his eyes, from his sockets a bright purple beam starts to shoot towards you, and you can feel him sort of prodding your mind and sort of looking at all the memories that you might have. Then the sort of feeling withdraws away. Roll a wisdom save at disadvantage.
Ugh.
Hey.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Cleric life, boys. Cleric life.
As his influence sort of withdraws away, you know that he now knows every little piece of information about your life that you have lived. It's now within him. He's taken it away from you. Not that you're losing it, he just understands now. And
Oh,
he
okay, so
simply,
he just gotta look.
yeah, he simply rubs his skull and just, if he could smile, he would. Ah, a praying man. Good. Then your eyes will make a delicious treat. He points a finger at you, and you immediately drop to your knees. Now you make a Constitution save. At disadvantage, but if you have anything to change that, let me know.
I'm just proficient, that's about it. A good choice for the soundtrack, by the way. Oh no! I need my eyeballs.
As you drop down to a kneel, your whole body becomes paralyzed, and you're unable to move. Your eyes are wide open, staring up at this figure. And he gestures to the 3 at the back and says, "Bring his eyes to me. Scoop his eyeballs out, and make an offering, lest I end you all here."
Yes, his eyeballs. Scoop them out.
Yes.
Everyone who scoops his eyeballs out, please roll attack with your weapon.
Oh, why?
I take out the amazing Uber dagger and prepare it to do so with the other eye.
This wasn't in the job description.
Point blank firebolts.
Tobias is just like right up to Thorin's ear and just whispering, vicious mockery. Easier.
Alright, could everyone roll their attacks? And then roll your damage. Oh yeah, everyone gets advantage too because he's currently restrained.
I regret every life decision that's led me to this
Oh,
point.
no.
No!
Oh dear.
I'll
You
roll
need to
again
do
to
it.
see if I do the. Oh, yep.
Wisdom saving throw for vicious mockery.
This makes me sad.
What did you say for the vicious mockery, by the way?
Not good at coming up with just like whispering about how he was an idiot to trust us and whether he really thought we were his friends.
Damn.
But that does beat the DC though, so it doesn't do anything.
Alright, Thorin, you take that amount of damage as your eyeballs are scooped out one after the other and cauterized by Arcturius Flick's firebolts.
Conk, I pass out.
Alright. Give me a sec, I need to put this to the back so I can click you. Oh, there you go. Alright, so you're currently blind. And you hear the voice of the skull start to laugh, just now pass them through the bars.
Who's holding them?
Well, Tobias is like right next to him, so he'll like do his best to drag him over to the bars. Probably needs some help though.
I help him out.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone drags Thorin to the sides of the bars, and Thorin, in your current death state, can you first roll a death save for me?
What is happening? Sweet.
You pass the first one. His voice sort of enters your mind, and he says, "The lot of you should have died when you first came in these caverns, but you have been a thorn in my side, playing with the dead and raising them again when I could be using their bodies. I shall take you and everything that you are." And he begins to... You feel like your soul start to leave your body as he starts to suck your soul away. Could you roll another death save for me?
That isn't good. Uh-oh.
There's
You
that.
immediately take one fail. Images of your life from before start to sort of flash over quite fast, several times over and over. You see your mother and your father every now and again. And it feels quite hopeless for you. What is the last thing you would like to say to your companions?
Can I have a moment to think?
Yes. Yes. You
Okay.
can. No one else knows Revivify, do they?
Nope.
It's as if time slows down as your life flashes before your eyes.
Just as it's happening, Thorin just almost a whimper says, "Don't tell my parents."
You say those words, and then you feel the influence of the skeleton lich sort of leave this area as the world sort of fades away into even more black than just being blind. Even the pain starts to sort of fade away. And then eventually, as you sort of come back into existence and you open your eyes again, you see your party members sort of sitting by the table, consuming their breakfast.
Does he look kind of...
That was pretty well played. I know that I just put it together that you talked to everybody before the set. That was pretty good. I like that. No, Thorin bolts, like, sits full up out of bed and actually falls out and lands on his side. It's just like,
Oh, Mr. Ward, you're awake. Come have some breakfast.
I stand up and I like level the sword and point it towards everybody for a moment, just like eyes wide and adrenaline pumping.
Tobias like freezes up and looks terrified.
Oh, you had quite the night, huh? Yes, in my old age, I've had many a nightmare. You see, there is nothing to fear, friend. Come, have breakfast. It'll make you feel better.
He just sits on the end of the bed. And just holds his head in his hands and just drops the sword on the stone floor.
Flick shrugs and continues eating.
Tobias gets up and goes to cautiously approaches because you pointed a sword at us. Like stops over here and says, Thorin, are you okay?
I imagine I've got like cold sweats down my face and like the hair on my back of my neck is standing on end. Just pinching the bridge of my nose and just say, that might be the worst dream that I've ever had.
Like cautiously approach and kind of awkwardly put a hand on your shoulder and say, well, you're awake now, so... And then just trails off awkwardly.
Can I roll a religion or an insight or something to see if that was just a dream or if that was like some kind of like foreboding vision?
Religion or Arcana?
Alrighty, religion it is.
Ah,
Can I guidance it?
yes.
Oh,
Ah, you're unable to put your finger on what meaning it might have held. And as you try to recall more of the dream, it sort of fades away.
alright, I hate that feeling.
I actually walk over and I say, look, on a serious note, are you like, what was the dream about? If you don't mind me asking.
Cullis says to one of the random goblins.
Oh, dearie me, I am sorry. Where is he actually gone? I can't see you on the map.
Yeah, the vision system takes a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, it does.
I'm down the bottom left.
Oh, okay, that's why I can't see you.
Yeah.
Flick windows over with a plate of bacon and some eggs.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I scarf it down.
So,
Oh,
as I
will
was
my
saying-
push-ups imaginary?
Yeah.
You were sleep
Oh.
exercising.
Damn it, that's the worst. Have you ever cleaned up like your place and then you wake up and you have to do it again? It's the fucking worst.
But yes, seriously, Thorin, if you don't mind me asking, what was the dream about?
Oh, just we've all seen so much shit over the past month or however long it's actually been. And I think it's just getting to me as well. And he's just like rubbing his forehead with the back of his hand.
Quite wise. You know, I don't have the ability to alleviate your headache in any way, but I can put on quite a lovely fireworks show if you think that would help.
I just shake my head. I'm gonna do like a little gesture with my hands and cast resistance on myself just to feel a little bit better, just for flavor. I'm not actually gonna use it for anything.
I wonder. Okay.
As everyone sort of gathers around Thorin, who just woke up, Eshin eventually skips on top of the giant crocodile and hops on over, and he addresses Thorin directly. So you've seen it then, the dreams. They'll continue haunting you until this curse is removed.
Until the curses, yeah.
And he holds up a scroll. Read this, lest you never wake up again. And he
I
sort
take
of
it.
hops it over. It's very much the same scroll as he had earlier.
Cool. Alright, yeah, I read through it, and as it like vanishes into flames and the extra meat pops out, I kind of just bow very deeply to Aishin. And still with it like a bit of like a shaky look to him. He just
Yeah, go on.
Oh, he just looks up and says, are they always that bad? Or do they get better over time?
They tend to get worse. At first, it's your friends and family who might do you harm. Eventually, when your mind breaks, you turn the blade on yourself. Yet the feeling of stabbing yourself remains vivid. You never truly die, and you relive it over and over again.
Does he have bags under his eyes?
Oh, very much so. Like, even for a goblin face, you can tell.
Yeah. So this guy is like pretty much like perpetually sleep deprived.
He looks over to Carlius, and he points to the dagger that you've taken, and he says, I hope that serves you well. Treat it as a recompense.
I get down on one knee and say, I thank you, and I will treasure it forever. It is an absolute miracle in the shape of a blade.
He does a half-hearted wave of his hand as though to say, don't mind it so much. There's nothing. Then he turns over to Tobias, and he comes up to
Tobias takes a step back before he can think about it.
he sort of like does a little, he rolls his shoulders a little bit and does a small shrug and just says, sorry.
No problem. Just please don't do that again, because it really sucked.
I do have something that I can offer you, I suppose. Actually, I have something to offer the lot of you for the troubles that me and my men have caused. Oh, and I suppose you're seeking this. And the goblin that's right next to all of you withdraws from his pocket a small blue gem.
Ooh.
Very
Oh!
much the one that's to power the teleporter.
Cool.
Someone should take it and write it down.
Okay. Sorry, what was it
Take
called?
Just a blue gem.
Blue
Sure.
gem.
Do you want to put it in my big fat armored back pocket?
Now I'm putting it in the party inventory.
Well, I mean, someone actually has to carry it. I don't think we're using the party inventory yet.
Oh,
'Cause we don't have any communal space to put it until we get like a bag of holding or something.
true. Okay, I guess I'll hold on to it if that's alright.
Yeah, it's fine. Just as long as you don't get smacked up too bad.
Yep.
You did pretty well in the last few fights. I trust you with it.
Yeah, I am ironically fairly tanky.
Ashen sort of explains. None of you actually know where the teleporter leads, do you?
Oh, I'm
Is a good
afraid not.
point.
We were told somewhere just across the border.
I,
The north.
I think we still have to we have to try it anyway because
Yeah.
Longshaw went through. We need to find him.
Somewhere up north can be all the way in Lutheria. You do understand this, right?
Will it send everybody to the same place?
I'm afraid not. I don't think that teleporter was made by the pioneers of Lutherian technology. If you were to
Oh dear.
inspect it more closely, I suppose you could say it's a copy. I mean, after all the teleporters you used up until today has been destination teleporters, have they not? They've never sent you anywhere?
That's
That is
correct.
true.
Yeah.
He holds out a bag and withdraws a single fairy stone. These are the main modes of transport that most people use. They're expensive, but they get you reliably to any teleporter you can think of. This is the only method of travel that I've come across. Obviously, aside from those that are cast by great sorcerers, and he sort of eyes Arcturius a little bit.
Great sorcerer. Sorry, can I be right back? I just need to get some water or something. I'm dying.
Yeah, all good.
All good.
Thanks.
Kind of just grinding my teeth and the bacon that I have in my hand, like my fist is clenching and like squeezing the oil out of it. As I'm thinking about this fucking piece of shit up on the surface who just lied to us about everything.
He... I guess everyone can actually roll a perception real quick.
Alrighty.
Rip. No, that too.
Oh, wow. Kalius, you're the only one who sees this. You see that he does very much a trick of the trade of old rogues, where as the goblin sort of hands the blue crystal over to Arcturius, he does a sleight of hand trick. Arcturius thinks that he grabs the crystal, but he doesn't. In fact, it actually goes to Eshen's hands. And as the goblin assassin who's facing the other way, you can all sort of tell he's sort of snickering in the background. And Eshen puts the blue gem in front of Tobias and says, "Take this as recompense other than just my sorry."
Actually, you know what, Ashton? I think I'd prefer to take what's in your pocket.
Wait. So to clarify, he gave Arcturus a gem.
He gave Arcturius a rock,
Okay.
making it seem like he gave him the blue gem, when in fact, the blue gem went to Eshen. Remember, it's not Eshen who made the transfer, it was this goblin who did.
Yeah. So, Tobias doesn't know this, but he's handing me that blue gem
Yes.
that was supposed to go to Arcturus. Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
And
Yeah,
then he
like-
says, "You're from Lutheria, are you not? You must have seen these before."
yeah, Tobias nods. He's still really nervous around this guy, but he nods and says, yes, they were, well, not common, but not uncommon.
When you crush this crystal in your hand, its magical energies will flow into you, and it will, out of character, refill any spell slot up to the 2nd level.
Ooh. So, to clarify, all my level 1 and 2 slots refill, or I pick a spell slot? One or
It's all.
Neat.
Whoa.
Tobias's eyes bug out. He salivates a bit before he catches himself.
These are quite rare. You can use these for this purpose, or you can use it to power machinery. But most mages tend to just crush it in their palm.
Tobias nods and says, thank you. And just looks a bit speechless and reaches out and takes the gem.
He shanks you into oblivion.
Damn it, not again!
Manisha, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Whilst you're away, you got hoodwinked and you don't actually have the blue gem.
Oh.
You just have a rock.
Oh dear.
He gave it to Tobias instead.
Okay.
So,
Fucking pranked.
now that that's all over with, how do you propose to take down Olava?
Well, he shouldn't be immediately suspicious of us if we head back, so might be able to catch him unawares, I suppose.
He looks to Carlius. You can use my dagger as proof.
I was actually about to say, Asian, you're from the same place that Carlius is from, right?
Yep.
Most likely.
Do either of you have experience in creating disguises?
With my face? Not a chance.
I use whatever's available to me.
I was thinking we could... A dagger might not do it. Perhaps a fake ear or a fake hand.
Or he walks over to the goblin next to him and stabs him in the throat, and the goblin immediately cocks over and bleeds out on the spot. And with the dagger still in its head, he shanks it and slices it left and right so that he beheads the goblin, and he holds it up. You can use something like this, and he puts it at the bed of the at the foot of the bed where Thorin is.
I assume that's one of the actual goblins and not one of your men.
He shrugs, more or less.
Jeez.
There was a whole bunch of goblins we killed on the way in that we could have used.
Horrified, Flick makes the best of the situation, tries to cast minor illusion on the head to see if he can change its appearance so that it looks more like Aishin's head.
Can you roll
Okay.
minor illusion for me?
Sure.
I don't think you can make it move. If we
No.
move the head, the illusion will be left behind.
Yeah. Okay, I could probably do it with Major Image then.
You've got major image? That thing's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't look like it's gonna work.
Okay, well, I'll save it. I'll save Major Image because it's got short duration, but I'll probably use that then.
Can you roll the card just in case? Just in
Yep,
case
sure.
you get to it and, oh no, actually it doesn't work. And
The School of Illusion, boys.
yeah, alright, yeah, done. Easy.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, physical interaction causes it to reveal it's an illusion.
We can use it to get close, at least.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. All good. No problem with that.
Honestly, the idea that I had was, and I look over to Asian again, and I say, he said he was a powerful lich, yes?
Yes. He does have a phylactery from which he binds his soul, and if you free that, well, he won't be on this plane anymore. But the problem is finding the phylactery itself.
Oh, so if we destroy the phylactery, it doesn't matter how Olava is doing, he will just be immediately shunted out of this reality?
Yes, you won't have to fight him head on. I've tried multiple times, but that hasn't turned out very well. And I'm afraid
Alright, so all we
these
have to do
goblins
is
are
buy
too
you
dumb.
time.
to find the
Right.
actual phylactery in his cabins. But it'll be in his cabin somewhere for sure.
Arcturus,
Honestly-
you can see magic, right?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, so maybe somebody distracts Olava while Arcturus goes and looks for it.
I
On
have
my
an,
own? I am an old man. I will surely get lost, have a bit of whatever, you know.
I have an idea about that actually. Does Arcturus, you're more learned in the ways of arcane than I am. Do you know how long a scrying spell takes to cast? Because I imagine he would like to cast one on whatever we hand him, just to make sure that Asian's done.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Can we do Arcana checks to see if we know that information
Yeah.
about that spell?
Caleb knows, but Thorin has no fucking clue.
I think if none of your characters have casted it before, you probably wouldn't know anyway.
I've got a whole bunch of like books on magic. Can I
Oh yeah,
like
that's
page
true.
through?
Can you roll me a either history or arcana?
Do-do-do.
Oh, yeah, well, turns out you have come across this spell before.
Yay.
How long does it take?
So, scrying. Let's see. Do-do-do-do. That's laid out a bit weird. Okay, 10 minutes to cast.
There you go.
That buys us 10 whole minutes right there, and we could. Obviously, once he gets to the end, he'll know we're lying and realize we're hostile. So perhaps we should all be ready to jump him at about the 9.5 minute mark.
Well, we'll have to formulate some sort of signal to orchestrate the attack.
Well, yes, I assume Asian, being you, would be watching us, and would you be able to stay close enough to see him start his scry? This is all going on the assumption that he's going to try and scry, so I don't know if this is even like a thread that is worth following.
I have several goblins on the lookout for his cabin, so should anything happen, I'll know about it. Speaking of which, and you sort of hear more slapping of feet, but instead of from like, instead of from the wooden area, it's more like from the ceiling directly above you, and as you all sort of look up, you see a false ceiling get opened up and closed as a goblin leaps down next to Eshin. And he sort of like whispers something into his ear. And Eshin looks at the lot of you and says, "It appears that we have company in these caverns.
Company?
Humans
What kind
by
of
the
thing?
sounds of it."
Oh dear.
I just look at Tobias next to me and I point nation. I like this guy. I like this guy. He doesn't play the pronoun game. Just told us straight up what it was.
Do you know what are the humans wearing? Are they Vestigardian?
He turns to the goblin and speaks in goblin for a quick second, then turns to you. "Yes, clanking and heavy metal armor. There are some on the surface as well, and the count comes up to about 12. About 6 of them are in the caverns, whilst the others are still on the surface."
I know this might sound like a stupid idea, but should we bring them down here? I don't want Olava having access to 12 more corpses.
It's not as stupid as it sounds, to be honest.
Backhanded
Oh.
compliment.
I'll rephrase. It doesn't sound as stupid as you think it does. There you go. I can words.
Well, Asian, do you think your forces can handle them? Do we need to get involved? Gave us a pretty good run for our money when we were on our way in.
We could combine our forces together. Should make it a cakewalk.
Yes, I've been quite eager to nuke some Vestigardians to help. Let's do this.
And I do like a walk for cake. So,
Are we planning on taking on Olava today or tomorrow?
Well, if you're gonna have another nightmare like you did, I think we should try and do it today. Spare
At
you
least-
that.
At least I know they're coming. It was worse when I didn't know what was happening. And he kind of just bows his head and rubs his temple and goes, God, it felt so real.
Yes, well, these fellows coming into the tunnels, they're not going to stop and wait for us to jibber jabber. Shall we go onward and kill them, or negotiate with them, or kill them and negotiate with them?
I think kill them first, negotiate with them later.
Actually, hold on. We could kill them and then negotiate with them. I'll just need to.
I don't think that's how it works.
I know. I just let me meditate for a few minutes. Let me prepare a spell.
Oh dear.
I can have speak with dead, which means that we can kill them and then interrogate them afterwards.
Well, that's good backup, but if we can convince them to not be hostile first, then we don't need to tire ourselves out fighting them.
That is
Aishin, is there a chance that these gentlemen have been sent by Olava to kill you? Or track us down?
By Olava? I doubt it.
He's quite the manipulating sort. Oh, okay then.
You do realize Vestergaard stands against everything that's magic. They absolutely hate it.
Yes, but there's no reason that they couldn't be bewitched, surely.
I'm sure they have some charms or the other. If they are dealing with something like a lich, they wouldn't send mere soldiers. They would definitely have Holy Sea Knights as backups.
Oh dear, okay. Well, that informs us of the nature of our enemy as well, so any information is useful information, I say. Huh.
Darren kind of just rubs the back of his head and he goes, the holy what?
The Holy Sea, based on the east coast of Vestergaard.
He kind of clicks his fingers and points at Aishin and he's like, I've heard that name in passing. It rings a bell.
They, basically, like...
Oh no, you don't need to explain
mage
it, I remember.
hunters. Yeah.
Thorin just doesn't remember. He doesn't listen when people speak sometimes.
Well, could we manipulate these Vestigardians into attacking Olava? If we keep, no offense Arcturus, but you look very, magic-y. If we keep you out of sight...
Casts minor illusion on himself, makes himself look like he's a 16-year-old girl.
Okay, that's
Creepy.
disconcerting.
It's not like a
Yes.
16-year-old girl, it's like a cardboard cutout.
it's monodimensional.
Yeah.
I don't see why this party of Vestergaards would have any quarrel with you lot.
Perhaps
You
we
might
could
be
even
able-
turn them on Olava.
Yeah, if we can do that, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Oh, okay. How about this? I don't know why I'm really banking on him scrying to find out if we actually fucked Asian up or not, but that's like a whole 10 minutes right there. And then if that fails, we can throw the Vesta Guardians at him. And then if that fails, we can distract him. And that should, I hope, be enough time for Asian to find the phylactery. Hopefully with Arcturus' ability to seek out magic by his side.
That's the ideal scenario, but I think there's too many moving parts to count on that happening.
Hey man, I'm a smith, I'm not a tactician.
We must go deal with the Vest Guardians first, either way. Either they
Sure.
will heed us, or they will try to kill us, and I feel that they are more inclined for the latter.
Potentially.
So,
Open with diplomacy and
Thank
follow
you.
up with smashing.
sounds good. Arcturus, you should stay out of sight until we know what's happening.
I'm gonna start putting my armor on.
Okay, Asian, where are these Vestigardians now? Can you lead us to them?
He talks to the goblin a few more times, and then he relays the information. They're on the topmost floor of the whole cavern. They haven't made it very far at all.
Okay.
Well, the 4 of us made it fit deeper than that already.
Tobias gingerly picks up the severed goblin head, and like holds it as far away from his body as he can at all times, and says, "If we tell them that this is you, we can say that we've already cleared out this dungeon. If you can just keep your men away from them, they should be none the wiser. Hopefully, they believe us."
Sounds
Oh,
like a
actually.
solid plan.
Actually, to back that plan up, Tobias, give me your knife.
Tobias like draws his dagger and
All
hands
right.
it healed
I
first.
take it and I cut my right cheek, really just pretty shallow, but enough to have like a couple of like bits of blood drip down my cheek, and then I hand it back. I say, "There we go. Now we're
take
not
that
all
damage.
now we're not all fresh and rosy."
Yeah, and Tobias looks like really ragged from when he was killed twice, so that should hold up to inspection.
I point my staff at Carlius and soak him with fake goblin blood using prestidigitation.
I hold out my sword as well, and I say, "Do me too."
Yeah, a blaster sword as well.
Tobias like shakes his head, steps back, and says, "I'm good, thanks."
I'm really tempted to just push Tobias over into the
Okay, I think are we good to go?
Yeah. Good as I'll ever be.
No objections here.
All right. He points to the elevator. Well, step on the platform.
Oh fuck!
What's the matter?
Nothing. Shut up.
You seem a bit jumpy.
I just get really like uncomfortably close to Carlius as he says that, and I just go, "Call me Jumpy one more time."
Oh my god!
Stop zoning out, Arcturus.
I use thaumaturgy and I create this loud booming voice that says, "Jumpy!" right behind him.
Can I grapple him?
Tobias is going to try and play peacemaker and like get between you two. Okay, it's been very stressful, but let's deal with the Vestigardians first, okay? Then you guys can rip each other.
All right. I take a step back, and there is a big obvious smile on Thorin's face.
Step on fish plate.
Not as obvious as the one on mine.
Yeah.
Right. Good luck to you. And he presses
Just
a
pressing
button in the side of the brazier that takes you all upwards as you hear yet again the sound of rushing water. And
I
you're
ready a sword.
all transferred.
Stop.
And you are immediately greeted with pitch blackness as you are now deep in the caverns.
My, it's so dark.
I just walk straight ahead. La da da da.
Can anybody create a
Carlius,
light?
can you see?
Yes.
Can you help us with our lanterns, please?
Oh yes, of course.
Feeling around.
I grab the lanterns and hand them across.
Oh, why, thank you.
So
wait.
fucking blinded. Just Carlius just like la la la.
Can we see that without our?
Oh, you're not
lights on?
supposed to, but... Oh no, yeah, you can.
Okay,
Yes, you can.
before like
So,
we see that torch and
you're all sort of... Sorry. I forgot to say where you actually are. You're all sort of on top of a clearing, and this heading down that way is sort of like a downhill valley.
Okay.
And you see sort of like a bunch of Vestergaards start to sort of walk in.
Okay.
Up
If
first.
we
Walks over to this wall and casts a minor illusion in front of him, making his position look like an extrusion of the wall.
cool.
If I was to walk down there, like, oh, sorry, I'll draw it so you can actually see what I'm pointing to. If I was to walk down there, would it be a steep embankment or would it be rolling? If that makes sense.
It'd be pretty steep, but there is also like deep swamp water here.
Oh, okay. In that case, if I see the swamp water, no, fuck that. I've had enough water for the time being.
Who's taking the torch?
I've got a lantern, so
Oh,
don't
okay.
stick that on me.
Is it just me or is Tobias's fucking player card disappeared?
Yeah,
No,
I'm still there. I can see it.
Oh, okay, weird.
But as you all sort of like fumble around a little bit near the top, you all see a giant frog appear out of the water, and one of its tongues flies towards the Vestergaard soldiers, and one of them lets out a loud shriek as the man behind him cuts the tongue off. And the first one says, "We've got company!" in reference to the frog, not you guys. And they all turn and get ready to shamble up this hill.
Will I instantly turn into stealth mode?
Perhaps we should put the torch out.
Well, if we're like whispering to each other, if we come to their rescue, they'll trust us more.
What should I say? Should we run down at this? I'll let you do the talking. Fuck it. I'll just go focus on smashing the frog.